Welcome back. Technology and tactical leaders in the intelligence community say artificial intelligence will give them the ability to process data faster than humans ever could. Bob Pette's Vice President of Visualization at NVIDIA. At GEOINT 2023, I asked him what advantages AI is providing for the military and the government overall.
Using the technology that is rapidly developed over the last couple of years to help protect lives, to help improve lives. There's a lot of advancements in AI for the last 5 years, but it's really on this exponential curve. The time it took things like WhatsApp or Facebook to take off and get to, say, 100 million users might have been 4 years. ChatGPT, 2 months to get to 100 million users. So, and we'll see that same kind of logarithmic growth in the use of AI. So I know some people are afraid of the technology. Like anything, things can be used for good and bad. So tonight, I'd really just like people to understand that why we're creating it. The basis of the AI algorithms and the infrastructure is, we believe that it can do a lot of good. We believe that it can save lives, that it can detect cancer. It shouldn't be able to do anything that a human can't do. It can just do it so much faster. So where speed is important, where latency is important, whether it's figuring out, a path out of a particular zone, whether it's figuring out anomalies, detecting bad guys, the use of AI is really going to revolutionize the way we protect our citizens and protect our countries. And it's much more accessible than it ever has been.
What are the foundational technologies that practitioners like those here at this show will rely on that underpin what AI will be able to do for them?
Yeah, there's several important ones. The one that I'm going to talk about tonight is really a large language model AI use. People perceive ChatGPT as kind of a Uber search engine. It'll tell you anything you want really fast. But that concept of a large language model, when trained with the right data, industry-specific data, trained with geospatial data, trained with sensor data, trained with all the information that you want, depending on whether it's warfighter preparedness or battlefield training or the like. That large language model then will be able to make decisions for you in real time when needed. And a lot of people are using AI to auto tag images, to do facial recognition and the like, and that's all important stuff. But the scale at which it could be used to improve the ingestion of imagery, the tagging of that imagery, is really not prevalent yet in the industry, but it will be. There's so many possibilities of use. I think the biggest one has to be how to continue to process what's an ever-growing amount of data as fast as possible, and you're going to do that with a well-trained large language model, GeoGPT, if you will.
What encompasses a well-trained algorithm?
Yeah, it's a good question because like most things, it's garbage in, garbage out, right? But it's actually more than that because the neural network, the AI, learns how to think and might see connections that you don't think are there. So you don't want to train like a GeoGPT just with a bunch of map data or just with a certain classification of map data. You might give it everything that you can think of, whether it's Wikipedia, information on population trends, weather. The more information that you feed it, and this requires a significant amount of compute power, but the more information that you can feed it, even if you think the data isn't necessarily relevant to what you're trying to do, it can make those connections and begin to see what data it's missing. It's like, well, if you want me to answer that question, I need to see more information on X, Y, and Z. So I think just being able to not be afraid to expose it to as much information as possible, still put guardrails in, but as much of information as possible, as much data as possible is real key.
Bob, it's great to talk to you. Thanks very much for coming by.
Thank you for having me.